So right now we are going to be doing the graffiti, right? So I have my file set up. I got 3 layers. Your layers are going to be a little bit different because you actually have a photo of yourself painting on a wall. Me, I've got this guy cut out painting or acting as if he's painting on this wall. There might be some instances where you do want to actually cut yourself out to put a image under yourself. It'll make sense if you have a file kind of like that. I'll help you with that. Creating the selection, making it a new layer, and putting it on top so you can put your image in between. Okay? All right, so what we've got is we're going to be taking our graffiti image, which this is my graffiti image, this little astronaut, right? And we're going to be adding a mask to it. Okay, this is what the mask looks like. It's just a white little box next to it. Okay, to get that mask, you're going to be selecting this right here, this little Japanese flag. So I'm actually going to delete the mask and I'm going to show you by clicking this Japanese flag right here next to the FX. It adds that little mask. Okay. Now what the mask is, everything is revealed with white. Okay. As I add black to this, it's going to disappear. So what we're going to do with this graffiti, the point of it is to make it look as if it's painted on the wall. Right now, it's just this hard edge image. So I want to rough this image up. So in the other video, you're going to be making a brush, right? So you should have some sort of splatter brushes. So you're going to be taking these brushes and you can either rotate them like this, okay, manually, or you can go into what's called your brush settings right here. And you can add shape dynamics and scattering. If I actually select and highlight them, I can go into some of these settings. And it gives me a little preview of what the brush is going to do, okay? So I can do size jitter. Angle jitter is what we want, okay? We want a little bit of angle jitter. So every time I click, watch this, it's gonna rotate my brush. See that? I move it and it rotates my brush for me. I don't have to do it manually anymore. So what I'm doing is I have the layer mask selected with these little corners right here, and I'm brushing black into it. Black is in my foreground. So I'm brushing black into it, and as you see, it's starting to disappear. I'm starting to rough up some of that edge, okay? Now right here is you do want to play with some opacity. 100%, it's going to give me a super hard edge, okay? Boom, boom, super hard edge. If I play with this opacity, it gives me a softer edge, right? So I might have to click a few times to get rid of certain areas. Okay, I'm not really happy with what that looks like, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap my foreground and my background, and I'm going to paint some white back into it, meaning I'm going to bring back some of my image. Okay, I'm going to bring back some of this image right here. I'm pretty happy with that. I like the look of this. I'm going to swap and take that away. Yeah, I like the look of it. I like the edge that I've created. Okay, I've masked it. I've masked it successfully by adding brush settings with scattering and opacity, right? And by painting black and white into this little mask image. All right, my next step is I can actually take this layer here, so layer 3, and I can change the blending mode, okay? I can change this blending mode to be a little bit better so I can have some brick showing through. Okay, so multiply for my image looks pretty good. So I'm gonna go with multiply. I can still see some of the brick showing through, so it looks a little bit more realistic. All right, now, last step. You can experiment with this. You don't necessarily have to do it this way, but I would recommend experimenting with the blending options. So go to FX, down in your layers, FX, and go to blending options. Now, what I'm going to show you here, okay, by default, when you select blending options, it shows you blend if gray. You can change this too. You can change this as well. But blend if gray, and you have current layer and underlying layer. And I want you to mess around with this a little bit. Okay, you've got these little sliders, but look at the sliders. There's like a little line in between. If you hold Option, you can actually break these sliders up. And what I want you to do is I want you to play around with these, okay, just to see if you can get like a cool effect. This black one specifically, we got announcements going. I don't like this at all. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play with this, okay? I'm gonna have you do this. You play it with it. I'm gonna stop the recording because this guy's super loud. See ya.